It is my honor to announce that Micromusings has its first guest, JasTooSpoken. I'm your host, Natasha Kay, and you're listening to Micromusings. In this podcast, we delve into the world of writing, exploring original works and uncovering the inspirations and stories behind the pieces. Our goal is to create a space where writing can inspire, comfort, and connect us all. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now let's dive in. Hey everyone, you're not going to hear too much from me because this episode is all about our special guest, JasTooSpoken. I had the pleasure of meeting her a couple weeks back and was so excited when she agreed to be on the podcast. This episode and interview were so fun to record, and I'm so happy to finally share it with y'all. She's such a sweetheart and a talented writer. You can find Jazz on Instagram at JasTooSpoken, JasTooSpoken. Head to our Substack for the full interview and some more exclusive content. Now let's get into the episode.
Yes. Okay. So my name is Jasmin. My full name is Jasmin Hope. I don't really want to say my last name right now, but that's totally okay. I do have a BMI, which is like the name that you create for being an artist to sell music and stuff like that, and that's Jocelina Flower. That's where that comes from. But when I perform, so far I just perform as JasTooSpoken. And that has really been hitting because I just came up with it out of nowhere. My first Instagram username was JasTooSturdy because just the Philly in me is where that sparked from, and then I changed it. But yes, my name is Jasmin, and I'm very, very fond of my name. My name is literally a flower, and it brings about beautiful things to the world, and I believe like that is what my poetry does as well. To be honest, poetry saved my life. I was going through some really, really dark times, falling out with my family, my friends who I was dating at the time, and that I've been in like cycles with for years. Because when you are connected with people, you go through cycles with them as well as you go through cycles with yourself. So, yeah, it was like that for a while. But it was time for me to break off and explore my own gifts. And Jasmin, as a name meaning, also means gift from God. And that short yet strong message is what pushed me to realize that the talent I truly hold within my body, mind, and soul is that. I had a poem for a while, and when it was time for me to perform it, I ended up changing the ending to it. So, and I thought it was finished. I really did think that poem was finished. And then when I was ready to perform it, I was like, there's certain parts of this that I want to change, or that needs to flow off the tongue a little bit differently. So I ended up doing that, and yeah, and the poem was probably still not finished, but it's called Jasmine Flowers, and yeah, it goes a little bit like this. You give so much credit to celebrities, but don't celebrate yourself and wonder why you're not accumulating wealth. You have to play the game of the hand you've been dealt so that you may rise higher than your shelf. The shelf you put yourself on, like the sky, would be the limit, but it wouldn't be if you tapped into the Kemet, the better part of your brain that doesn't deem you insane, and fly into the flame of your creativity. Be outstanding, be proud of your divinity, so that you may rise high and fly into infinity. Just wait, you're going to see it in your vicinity, and how you prayed, but prayed with dignity. I stayed in gratitude. You seen my pic. I'm out in Cali, Yosemite. I'm going to be like Yogi Bear. Let me get that picnic basket, all bread. But make sure them fruits and vegetables in there for my head. I got to eat right. I eat to live, not eat for dead. Because them Benjamins and Washingtons still trying to take control of the land. We standing on stolen ground. My family was taken here. I'm still thanking my Graham's Graham. And we in modern slavery, even though we had Abraham. You never know what your buddy would do for a grand, thinking he is celebrity, lost soul with no integrity, but I'm in it for the longevity. I performed that on Juneteenth. It was great.
Mm,
It was
that was so good.
good. That's literally one of my favorites. It's literally pinned in my Pure Poet. It's so great. It's so great.
That's so good. It touched on so many good things, and I love the little Yogi Bear part. That
Yeah.
was cute.
Hey boo boo. Hey boo boo. I loved Yogi Bear so bad as a kid. Like someone was like, "How old are you?" I was like 21. He said, "You don't know nothing about no Yogi Bear." Who don't?
Yes, I
Who don't know
do.
Yogi Bear? That's my man. It's like, what is you talking about? I know Boo Boo Nem. Like, I know Yogi Nem.
That was just a small snippet of my lovely conversation with Jazz. To listen to the whole interview, check out the Substack in the show notes below, and don't forget to follow her at JasTooSpoken on Instagram. Thank you for listening to Micromusings. I'm so glad you could join me today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please feel free to share it with others who might appreciate it. And if you enjoy the podcast overall, I'd be grateful if you could leave a 5-star rating. Don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast so you never miss an episode, and to the Substack for additional exclusive content. Your support means the world to me. With love, always. Until next time, I'm Natasha.